Warning: the Chaotic Culture Podcast is a program for mature audiences. The language and content presented in this podcast is of a mature nature that some audiences may not find suitable. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Embrace the culture, blaze the doja, grab your loved ones and bring them closer. Extra, extra, read the poster, the KKP is taking over. Sleeping on me, better smell the Folgers. I've been razor sharp since the Motorola. Off for O, like the cover Oprah. Popping bottles, feet all in the sofa. It's a celebration, though the times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Cat the Pro, the one in charge. But it's a celebration, times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Cat the Pro, the one in charge.
We're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture.
Okay. Alright, yeah, this shit works. Bam. Alright. Cool. So we gonna go ahead and just start recording right the fuck now then. It has been a crazy week, ladies and gentlemen, but we are here.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, indeed. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and just say for everybody out there that's about to listen to this episode, be warned, cause we are. Yeah, we tripping right now. We about to get lit right now, and because of the week that we had, it's nuts. I'm gonna leave it at that. It has been nuts.
Very much needed detox from all the BS.
Indeed. Indeed. So, with that, let's go ahead and introduce the pod. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, the pod where chaos rules and black culture is elevated. As always, remember, embrace the culture. This podcast will deep dive into modern black culture and how millennials and Gen Z can navigate all the crazy parts from finances, music, black business highlights, home ownership, college, sports, black nerddom, all that, and everything in between. Live from the 7-5, I am the host and creator of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, your boy Cat the Pro, a.k.a. the Calculated Millennial, a.k.a. the Cutlass Diamond, a.k.a. don't be pushing on my buttons in my Cutlass unless you cutting, a.k.a. Panda's favorite Toxic Adjacent King, a.k.a. your favorite Shadow Realm Consultant. The 843 is me, but VA is where I stay. Always chaotic, never toxic, except for this week. So, with that, let's go ahead and introduce, of course, starting with my boy Law. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Family, friends, it's good to speak to y'all again, you know what I'm saying? Back again, another week. I hope everybody has been blessed and highly favored. If y'all been following me on the gram, I try to start each morning with something motivational. So, just give me a look or a shout out, and if you rock with it, let me know.
Yes, sir. And of course, to the first lady of the pod, Miss Nasa.
How y'all doing? Y'all already know what is good. It's your girl Nasa, aka Tony Noir, the female Picasso. Welcome to the station and good vibes only. Y'all already know. I hope everyone's day has been good. I know my week has been a little stressful. But that's okay. That's all right. So I really do hope that everyone is doing good, healthy, physically, mentally, emotionally. Most importantly, spiritually, I hope y'all are doing okay. So,
indeed.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this week.
Yeah. So, first off, if you listen to the last episode, I had a rant about why the hell y'all are so upset about video games and anime. Because for those who know, obviously, Anime NYC is actually going on in this weekend, and shout out to those who are already there. By the time you hear this episode, it'll actually be the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. But still, if you were at Anime NYC this weekend, I hope you had a wonderful time. I heard that the lines was dumb long on Friday to get into the con. That's never a good sign because there were some people who really couldn't enjoy it the first day. That being said, I hope everyone was able to stay safe and have, an excellent time. With that, yeah, I had a rant because apparently, y'all, if you've heard the episode, you know how I feel about certain people when they come at people who are involved in nerdum culture. In particular, my rant was against Ari the Don and her dumbass statements about her coming home to her man playing video games when her man is addicted to drugs. But that's neither here nor there.
Ooh,
Like we said, it was a triggering week, folks.
Yes, it was. It definitely was. Also, on top of that, man, we got to shout out to all of our anime heads, man, just for being able to deal with the week that we've had with everybody coming at our necks and attacking us just for something that we enjoy and
From
we love.
Twitter Spaces to Clubhouse to Twitter to
Yeah.
What is it with y'all in video games?
I don't know.
Why can't we have a reprieve from reality? You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, if you work 40 plus hours in a week, you should be able to game however long you want to.
I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people that go to the gym. Why you don't talk about the people that's in the gym 24/7?
I don't know. I said the same thing. I'm like, man, why don't y'all talk about people who watch reality TV all day?
Facts. Facts.
I'm saying that's definitely escaping from reality because them storylines ain't real. Them scripted. But I mean, I'll go there. I'm gonna keep to myself. I said it on the episode before that if my girl likes reality TV, even if I don't like it, I'm gonna let her watch it because that's something that she enjoys.
As long as she ain't bringing none of that toxic drama bullshit into it.
Yes.
You feel me?
I got a question.
What up?
I just feel like with the whole like reality thing, like, would you date a woman who, or would you date a woman that just watches reality TV, or just like, but kind of moves like it too?
So you talking about recreating the drama and stuff?
Yeah, like she's like, I watch reality TV. Like, bitch, this is my life. What are you doing?
The answer to that question is no. If all you do is watch reality TV and play that out in real time, it's absolutely not.
It's absolutely not.
Like you talking about she goes out her way to. So if in the show, they two friends fighting. She fighting with her best friend type. It's strong.
No. That is toxic. That is absolutely toxic. So absolutely not.
Because one, that means she doesn't realize that it is also scripted. 2, she gets off on being toxic. And 3, I ain't got time for that.
Okay, I'm gonna put this out in the air. One day, KJ, we're gonna have to talk about like toxic traits in relationships. I feel like that is a
a part 2?
a good topic to discuss as far as like, toxic traits in relationships. Like, bring that up.
Okay, because remember we brought it up in season 2, so we
let's
definitely
bring
have
it
to
up again.
bring it up again.
Let's
hey,
ramp
I'm with
it
it.
up.
Round two.
Listen, there's been a lot of shit in the media.
Yo, them red flags, bro.
The red flags.
Hold on, before we move forward, a lot of them red flags are stuff that y'all didn't address from the jump. If I'm being completely honest.
Let's
you know
be very
It
clear.
is. So, like, you just like, oh, maybe that was just a one-time occurrence, and then it happened 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then now y'all arguing over some shit that could have been settled and squashed from the jump. Yeah, we can definitely run that back.
Let's talk about it.
I'm
There's a
with
lot
it.
of relationships out there that are lacking communication. That are lacking substance.
Speak on it.
So let's talk
Everybody
about
want to talk when it's time to talk, but don't want to talk.
But then don't want to talk. Like, I feel like in those relationships, uncomfortable conversations need to be had.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable conversations definitely need to be had.
As the only woman on the pod, when you tell another man that you're the catch and he has to catch you, what does that mean? I mean, I know what it means, but I need more depth on that.
I think it's definitely switched. So the man is the catch, the woman is the prize. So, a woman basically addressing herself as, "Oh, I'm the catch. I'm the catch." Okay, then who's the prize? If everyone's the catch, who's the prize?
Interesting.
She's spitting.
Very, very interesting.
All right.
So to get off that portion a little bit, one thing that we have to just, which I did address in the last bonus episode, is again, rest in peace to Young Dolph, man. That shit.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, that shit hurt.
That also is
point,
why we are.
Yes, indeed. That's why we drinking right now. Like, salute.
Salute.
My friend hit me up about that. She was like, "Yo, Dolph died." I said, "You fucking lying. You're lying. Like, really?"
See?
And so I was just going through my social media and just looking at it. And I'm just like, and then further looking into it, I'm just like, yo, this hurts. Like, this is actually very traumatic right
Bro,
now.
you know how like you be on Instagram and you see the like you always had that one page that has all the news, and it was just like rapper Young Dolph is dead. I'm just like, cap. Went straight went straight to Google. Rapper Young Dolph dead.
Exactly. I know it was one of those moments. I said, I know for a fact.
And so
then
just
I'm
like,
looking into it. I'm just like, cookies.
Like, I'm in disbelief. I'm just like,
Are you kidding me? Like, he was at a cookie shop.
Maybe this is somebody spoofing again. You know what I'm saying? It's always
talking
been
they shit. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And then I went to work, and then it just started coming in piece by piece. Store he went to before, like you said, cookies. I was just like, cap, ain't no way. Dog, this nigga Dolph's still alive, bro. And then when I got home from work and they had the full story, I was just like, damn, that nigga really gone.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was tough, bro. I was at work. I'm chilling, like I wasn't like on break or anything, but I was through making my calls, and then my colleague was like, "Bro, the streets claimed another one," and at that moment, because I knew what that meant. And what that was code for, I was like, yo, who died? Yeah, I was like, yo, who died? I immediately asked that question, like, yo, who died? He was like, Young Dolph. I'm like, no, you bullshitting, bro. You cannot be serious. He was like, bro, look it up. I went straight to Twitter.
What? Gotta go to Twitter.
I went straight to Twitter. And I saw, and like when I saw my trending topics and it said Dolph, I'm like, oh shit. I clicked on it. The first thing that popped up was the Fox 13 Memphis story that broke. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, this man gone.
Shit was just so sad because like when my friend hit me up, I said,
way to start the week.
That was a shitty way to start the week.
That was like what, Monday?
Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh wow, the baby on Monday. Dolph on Tuesday.
Oh, I don't even want to go into that, bro.
Yeah, I already had a rant about that baby, the baby situation. Yeah, that my God. Yeah, that's a whole. Yo, I could get into a whole other rant about that shit.
We can go for days for that.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, just for real, this week literally was a sack of shit.
it was
to say the least. Like my energy just wasn't there, and I tried to remain positive and continue to put out positivity to the atmosphere, but it was just like, bro, I'm getting hit with haymakers left and right. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I can't, like, it weighs on you after a while.
It does, and I think that we've just gotten to a point where, like, no one cares. Like, the idea of just not caring has just been so prevalent.
And then that goes back to the tweet I had put up on one of the days this week. I was just like, I'm convinced at this point the world just miserable.
The world is just miserable.
Without it being deemed weird or corny. Like, you breathing. Oh yeah, that's weird. And I was like, and I put the picture or the GIF. Come on, man.
Like, it's weird nowadays. Like,
I'm telling you, this pandemic messed up a lot of stuff. Then to come to find out that overseas it's a whole new strain that's like caused another outbreak type situation.
Man, see.
So do you feel like because of this, let me ask y'all this, because like there's been a lot of stuff in regards to like metaverses and like these virtual worlds and stuff like that. So do you think that because the pandemic happened that we really just are now in a space where it's best that we just transition to a virtual world? Has reality gotten that bad to where we just think like maybe it's best that we don't stay in the physical?
What's that movie? It's a movie where you can basically go into a virtual reality world and control your person. Oh, is it The Sixth Sense? I don't think it's The Sixth Sense. I'm gonna find that movie and bring it back.
Okay.
But I'll say all that to say that I realize foresee us going back to a blackout where shit is gonna have to be physical. You know what I'm saying? Your money gonna have to be physical. Your titles and deeds to land and house are physical. Your car titles are physical. So with everything making this vast jump to being virtual and you know, non-physical, I better start putting your ducks in order and putting some shit in some physical.
Okay.
Putting some stuff in a physical space, because if the internet go down or we get hit with an EMP or it's a blackout, you can't touch your money virtually. It's in the bank.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? But the good thing about it, we are at a point where things are progressing technologically. So it's like I said earlier, like with everything going virtual, it's like a escape from reality type situation. You know, you can go to the metaverse and walk around and go to the casino on the metaverse.
And just be anything, that's what I've been like seeing as far as what the metaverse is supposed to be about. It's just like apparently they're really making it that own virtual reality where it's just like you can do anything, be anything, whoever you want to be without judgment. Like, like they're really trying to create that virtual reality.
Yeah, I see Facebook changed their whole name to Meta. Well, the Facebook company changed their name to Meta as a brand, and as a way to promote this metaverse. So
it's almost like y'all ever seen the movie Ready Player One?
I actually started that movie. I don't know if I ever finished it. I know it was a good movie. I probably, what I think is I did watch it, but I cannot remember. So I'm probably going to have to go back and watch it again, because I remember renting that from Redbox. I can't remember anything that happened.
So essentially, I think it's like 2057 or something like that. And everybody, like I said, was basically having their own virtual reality character. And you go and you log in and you're basically playing to see who can be the top player. They have different games where you play against other people, and it was just crazy because you asked a question about virtual versus reality type. It hit on a lot of key points of that, and so to see how they were kind of already ahead of their time in a sense with that movie coming out, kind of like gave foreshadowing into what's to come, you know. And then a lot of the plot of the movie was this one player trying to, I guess, weed out the people that cheat or, you know, use codes and we're not really playing the game to level up, but we're just trying to find the easiest way to get to the top. But yeah, I definitely go and check that movie out. Ready Player One. It for sure was a movie that kind of foreshadows to what you were talking about.
Well, I'll definitely check that out, because like I know for a fact that like it's getting spooky out there, guys.
Spooky.
It's spooky season, and it's not even spooky season.
Facts.
It's not even spooky season,
Like, all
but
right,
it's
so
getting
when
spooky.
are we gonna cut off the spooky?
Like, we're gonna shut it off now.
No,
it's fine.
more spooky. Okay.
It's had its time.
But you ever seen a movie called Sixth Element?
For the sixth element.
Sixth Element with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I do remember that movie. It's been a while, but I remember it.
Like a lot of these futuristic movies, now that like I go back and watch them, like some things are similar for what they thought was going to be the 21st century, and some of it is just like, bro. Y'all were on a time machine. Like, that's creepy. You know what I'm saying?
Word, man. So yeah, I would definitely have to recheck out Ready Player One, and you know, I kind of like the futuristic and dystopian movies, so I think that I'm gonna really enjoy it whenever I get the opportunity to watch it again. So with that, yeah, that's a definitely interesting question that you posed, Nasa. So I appreciate you asking that. Real quick, I don't want to spend too much time talking about this situation, so yeah, you already know I'm coming with it. The whole Kyle Rittenhouse shit. Yeah, I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. This is America. You already know how most of us feel about this shit. All I'm going to say.
Joey Badass did a number with that.
Yeah, all these the different states that have laws that are really bland as far as their interpretation, y'all can kick rocks because y'all pretty much made that law so that way you can find gaps like that and
find loopholes.
Yeah,
bro.
And
the loopholes are never for people of color.
Indeed.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say that. That's my 2 cents.
You really just hit the nail on the head and took the words right out of my mouth.
Let's just be very real. The laws that we have were never meant for us.
Yeah, they never were. Everyone says like, "Oh, the system's working." I'm like, "Yeah, it is working," but it ain't.
For
it's
who?
Never, yeah, it was never
for
for
who?
The
us.
Constitution and
for
the
who?
amendments.
Who
and
work-
all those
who
things
working
were made
For white people.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was saying. It's working
Okay.
for them.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I thought somebody said something like, "Sir, please." They work for you. They work for you. They don't work for.
They don't work
people
for us.
like us. They don't work for people like us. Like it's very apparent, and I think it gets to a point. It's just like I see this shit.
And I ain't even surprised.
I'm not even surprised no more.
Nope.
I don't even have the energy to repost this shit anymore. It's just like at
I
this
didn't-
point.
on me, if the Ahmaud Arbery trial don't go how I expect it to go, I'm not gonna be surprised.
I'm not gonna be surprised.
Well, from what I've been seeing on Twitter and what I've been reading in the news, it looks like the McMichaels, I think they're about to get locked up because there's absolutely no way they're going to win this. From the way that the prosecution was very methodic,
Which is mind-boggling because you're coming from where was it? Florida,
Georgia,
Florida, like that's down south as opposed to Wisconsin, which is Midwest, bro. Like, so you're telling me that we can get some goddamn results in the South, but we go out Midwest and we be out back, bro? It's
Bad, bro. Out bad in the Midwest, and I'm sick about it.
Yep. So, the one thing about this, getting past the Kyle Rittenhouse shit, there was one case where a police officer was found guilty, and that was the case with Cameron Lamb, where, for those who don't know the story, that's where these police officers, I guess, got a quote-unquote warrant to try and, I guess, I don't know. There was, the way that the case is that they got a warrant to come to this man's house, I guess because they thought that there was some kind of criminal activity because I don't know what it was, but no police report had been filed because I guess they were, I don't know if they were in a chase or whatnot or what have you, but either way, the situation was dead, but the cops got a warrant. They shot this man. They killed him in his own garage. He tried to claim self-defense like he was going for a weapon. The judge was like, I ain't having that bullshit, and found the police officer guilty of manslaughter. So,
you know, it's real typical. Like, y'all can't come up with nothing else other than, oh, I feared for my life, or I was threatened, or I was this, or I was that. Oh, where are you? Where are you now?
Hey,
You
kid,
know,
keep
really?
your heat on.
usually like 70, I think 75 or 76.
Okay, I'm like, God damn, is it the drink?
Is it just a drink? Toasty.
Folk getting toasty out here, yeah.
You know what I mean? Nah, like,
Well,
I'm good, but I'm just like, damn, I keep my house on like 71, 72.
I usually do 72, 73, but it got like dumb cold these last couple days, so I turned it
Let's
up.
talk about it. It was a dumb cold today. And I'm just like, okay.
But I ain't mean to break us out the jump, but like, nah, for real, like, I really want there to be a position where justice is justice and it's equal. It's not biased towards one demographic. It's literally justice. If you
It's just,
commit
it
a
is
crime,
what it is. Like, it's right.
this is
versus
your
wrong.
sentence. Not, because you're white and you have da 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 da, you know the lawyer and have such No, fuck that. No, I need there to be equality within the judicial system.
Well, as we've discussed before, man, it's we got a long way to go.
It probably won't happen in our time.
Yeah.
But that's why we need to continue to raise these kids to actually have a noggin on their head and not no space filler.
No, that's real, man. Teach our kids about the laws that are out here, so that way they are able to at least take advantage somewhat, based on the knowledge that they have. Because a lot of times we out here looking stupid because for whatever reason there's a law that is geared to target us and we're not aware of it. So definitely just make sure that we continue to educate. As far as voting, vote locally. Yeah, because that's where the real change is going to start. It starts locally.
Just because you don't live in a state don't mean that you can't vote. Right. Your vote, any vote helps and counts. Y'all remember the dude? He had a son and a daughter, and he taught them how to unload, reload, and use guns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he would have them spit in different things within the Constitution and amendments and stuff like that. We need more stuff like that.
Off rip, like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Teaching gun safety, teaching the Constitution, teaching the amendments, teaching the things that are going to actually make a difference in your child being knowledge, living and growing up in America. Because at the end of the day, for people of color, it's not.
Do you think that we were really taught that when we were younger?
It really just depends on the household, because I know for my household, other than my mom teaching me like black history, she knew that I was kind of a history buff, so I would go back and like look at certain laws. And this is no wonder I didn't become a lawyer. I just didn't think I had the patience for it. But still, I would go back and try to look at a certain law and see how it affected us as a people, and a way that you can not get around it, but obviously a way to fight for the change if it felt that law had unfairly targeted black people. So
honestly, at this point, I think that anybody of color, I think it's very imperative to try to learn how to use a self-defense weapon. Like, actually properly know how to use a self-defense weapon. But like, you don't have to buy a gun. I'm not saying you gotta buy a gun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You get a butterfly knife and you be fluent in slicing and dice.
Slicing and dicing.
Or know how to, just defend yourself. Know how to throw your hands. Know how to, pick up some pepper spray.
I really do feel like we kind of strayed away from like the actual, like the physical hands.
Because niggas is scared to get their ass whooped. I'm just being 100.
Let's talk about it.
Everybody gotta have a participation trophy, and when niggas started getting put on World Star for getting their ass whooped, that's when everybody started picking up guns because they ain't want to be the next World Star meme. But at the end of the day, if you got hands and you can fight, you're not worried about picking up no gun. You're not worried about picking up no knife. You're not worried about picking up anything other than your two hands. Bro, and
that's how like a lot.
I stand by that shit.
Old school, that's how they handle shit. They were just like, nah, if you was a man, nah, you gonna throw them hands up, bitch. If you was a woman, you was gonna throw them hands up. Like there wasn't no. Let me get my Glock and my blicky and then this, that, and the third. And that's too quick.
There is another post I have to share with y'all, and it was basically from one of the members of Bone Thugs Harmony.
Was it Busy?
Yeah, Busy Bone. He was basically uncovering some shit, and it may not have been true, but he was basically talking about how he went to this executive meeting with a bunch of high power rollers, and they signed or had contracts talking about how they wanted them to create music so that they could essentially have income and influx in these state-owned prisons, and it's kind of like prison, school to prison pipeline.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. And it wasn't Busy. I believe that was Lazy, but okay.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it was basically he wanted more people to promote music that was going to create violence, and basically that would put people in these prisons so that they could continue to make money. And they basically went on to say that like it went through, they had people constantly going to prison, excuse me, and that was the goal, was to get these prisons, these private prisons, crowded, or not crowded, but in a sense crowded, populated, and the more people that were in these prisons,
more profit.
the more profit.
Yeah.
And so a lot of a lot of that really plays into. Sorry, I had a brain lapse.
No. It's
my my mind going a mile a minute right now. Like,
No.
we talk about some good topics.
The
but
good shit, though.
Yeah. In regards to that, and that's probably a good reason why, like, Bone didn't, at least from a lot of their tracks, they didn't release a lot of that, the shit, at least not some of the shit from their albums, because you do get some of the gun talk in their albums and a lot of their singles, but the singles that they put out into the radio were always more, I guess, about peace, you know, and about change, and about, you know, how they feel, which... Speaking of Bone Thugs, I don't mean to get off the subject, but speaking of Bone Thugs, we about to get that we about to get this versus with Bone Thugs and Harmony and 3-6 Mafia.
And I'm
about to be in that bitch.
I don't care what my schedule say, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to be in that bitch. I'm about to be.
Wake up! It's the first of the all that shit.
And a lot of people were going in. I'm like, oh yeah, who you got in the battle? I'm like, nigga, I like both of these groups. I'm about to be turned from. Hey, like soon as both. Hey, shit.
But nah, I say all that to say, bro, like, for real, like, it's a lot of stuff that has. Oh, we were talking about politics and government and all that shit. So, a lot of the stuff that has been set in place really has not really been to benefit us as black people, and it is going to take for us to actually educate and knowledge not only ourselves but our children and our children's children, and build a point that they understand what it means to be a citizen of America, what it means to be a worker and to work. And if they want to go and be a worker, cool, they don't got to do that. But entrepreneurship is a thing, you know. And until we can get a vast majority that are all on the same page, we're not really going to get too much static on that end. But it's going to take a little minute. But with the violence part of it, we got to stray away from the black on black violence. And that's not saying to go out here and create black on other violence. But we got to find a way outside of picking up a gun and get back to really fighting. And I'm not saying I'm pressing fighting, but like, we got to
get to a
communication.
I do have a comment on that, man. I don't believe in black on black violence. It's more so proximity violence, because black people live with each other and white people live with each other, but based on segregation policies. So people, your own kind is going to kill your own kind just because you live in proximity. It's not so much that, because you're black, I'm going to kill you. It's more so y'all live literally in the same area.
Crabs in the bucket.
Yeah, that's still, you know, and it's the same thing, you know, because whites kill whites, Hispanics kill Hispanics, blacks kill blacks. So that's why I don't really believe in that whole black on black crime thing. It's all about proximity violence. That being said, I think that our community really needs to find a way to not fall into that trap, so that way these Republicans can have these black on black crime talking points. It's really about us, you know, finding ways to, you know, learning how to use weapons, but also stopping the violence against ourselves, because we as a community are already, I mean, we're already the minority anyway. We're already the most targeted as far as police killings, and as far as arrests. We always get locked up for the most heinous drug charges, whereas other neighborhoods may not suffer as much. So because of that, I think that we need to definitely have, you know, find a way to get our children and our children's children more educated, especially considering that our neighborhoods, from a systemic standpoint, our the education in our neighborhoods is in a what's the word that I'm looking for? They have choked off the resources.
Bottleneck.
Yeah, exactly. So
on God, like it's literally the same shit as trying to go to Norfolk during prime rush time hour. It's a bottleneck, and if people don't let other people merge in, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're just gonna be sitting in traffic. And it's the same thing with education. You know, there are other areas that have better education systems than others. Why? Because of who populate that area. And until
how do y'all feel about about the critical race theory? Like, what do you feel about that?
I have to actually go back and do my research on it. I remember reading up on it some years ago, but I've heard it more recently, but I have to, like I said, get versed in it. Yeah, but like and correct me if I'm wrong, just in general, it's basically stating that as long as you have one entity over another entity, you're going to have infighting within those entities, which causes the top entity to be prevalent.
So the thing with critical race theory, one, for those of us who live in Virginia, this is how the Republican Party was able to win, because they used that as a scare tactic to these white parents, saying that, critical race theory is going to be taught in our schools. One, critical race theory is not and will never be taught in primary school. So anywhere from kindergarten to 12th grade, you're not even going to study. You're not even going to study in an undergrad. Critical race theory is actually a graduate level law school course. So, but the thing about critical race theory, it's not what the Republicans has used it as, is saying that, you're trying to make white people feel bad for what
y'all should. God damn it, y'all should.
Now I'm not saying that I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you, but
y'all should.
Yeah,
fuck.
the thing about critical race theory is that it's supposed to teach how the system, how the American government and how the system itself is inherently racist, and how they were able to build upon that as far as making one demographic of people superior to the other, and how the other is more is targeted more based on the laws that have been set throughout the history of the United States.
All right, and I don't mean to cut you off, but with that explanation that you gave me right there, if you watch the news, and I'm gonna just throw you from 2014 to now, and you can't tell that what you just said has been playing out, you're a fucking moron. Excuse my language, but you're a moron. Because we have dealt with so much shit where it's been white man gets soft.
Well,
Black
literally,
man,
there's
white
just
man
a lot
gets
of
soft.
There's a lot of gaslighting. There's a lot of gaslighting.
There definitely is.
There's definitely a lot of gaslighting, because they will gaslight the fuck out of you. Like, wasn't that serious? Like, y'all need to get over it. He had a record, do the whole gaslighting shit. And I'm just like, no. And this is very prevalent why we do need the critical race theories, because this shit is happening every day. And the fact that you are so blind to it means that you are guilty of it, and that you are fearful of it, that it exposes that it,
and you're using your what? Privilege.
You're using your privilege to get by on it. Like, nobody wants to have their shit exposed until it's exposed. You know what I'm saying?
I want somebody who, and you don't not gotta necessarily actually need them or use them, but I want somebody to go up to somebody in like Beverly Hills or some shit and be like, yeah, here's my EBT card, go use it. I want to see the reaction.
EBT? What is that?
Like, that would make for some good ass, because like
that would be a really good episode.
Those people who have generational wealth, they ain't had to goddamn work a day in their life. My bad, silver spoon type shit.
Yeah.
Let's bridge some gaps and actually put perspective to where it really needs to go. These millionaires out here having millions of dollars, and then we still got people that have to live in tents and all this other stuff. And we can't afford to give the homeless places to sleep because they're just deemed as drug addicts and all this other shit, bro. Like, no, like, I feel for the next person that's sleeping outside. And at this point, you know what I'm saying, right now you got to be making $20 an hour to actually
just to even make shit meet.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're not making $20 an hour, you working 2-3 jobs
just to make
plus
it
another side hustle just to goddamn keep a roof over your head, bro. But you got these niggas. I can eat a quarter of a steak. I'm full, and throw that shit away. Not even take it home and eat it for left. man. Come on, bro.
Nah, I feel that, man, and it's really sucks.
Bridge
because
some gaps.
The,
Let's stop the rap cap, bro.
Yeah, the top 1% has only gotten richer, whereas the middle class pretty much does not exist in America anymore.
And I get it, bro.
Okay.
Like once you make it to that upper echelon,
we're still
you don't want to goddamn move back, or you don't want to deal with, or you don't want to deal with the 99%. But you gotta realize that when you have that gift, okay, find a way to create some philanthropy. You don't gotta goddamn give your every penny in your pocket to, back home, but like find a way to start a nonprofit. LeBron James opened up a school. He got other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it.
Well, speaking of
he brought a foreclosed house for his kids every birthday.
Mm-hmm. Well, like speaking of nonprofits, what kind of
back the block?
What kind of like if you guys were to invest in a nonprofit, what kind of nonprofit would you guys do?
I'm always going to invest in the arts. So when it comes to nonprofits, anything that is geared towards black children, but I mean children in general, but especially black children, if you have like a talent, whether it's dancing, whether it's theater, whether it's music, that's close to my heart. So I always want to be sure that when it comes to nonprofits, anything that's geared towards keeping the arts alive and making sure that these kids are able to express their talents, that's always going to be my top priority.
Yeah, I feel that.
For me, because my majority of my family is military, I have allocated a certain amount of money to go towards feeding vets and vets that are homeless.
That's real.
So I would build something to where we could bridge that gap to where those that have served and they come upon hard times, they have a place to stay, they can get a meal, but their main goal is to put them back so that they can stand on their own 2 feet. And that would be my program. I would want to see people that have given their time and lives to serve in the military come back and be able to actually be catered to, And it's a lot of times when you reach the end of your service plan, they go back into the world, and if they don't have a contract job or they don't have anything that's set in stone, they kind of just get overlooked. And that's why some of the people that you see on the side with homeless signs, they actually real life are dealing with being homeless,
And I realized, because I had went to a soup kitchen one time, and like I was like talking to some of the homeless members. They were basically saying, like, one guy, he was just like, there's different levels of homelessness. Like, people think that, like, if you're homeless, it's just, like, you're just dirty and it's in rags and stuff like that. But just, like, there is just different levels of what you consider homeless.
Like, a situation of homelessness, you could have a regular 9 to 5. You get hurt, or you come up with some type of physical ailment that caused you to be out of work for X amount of time. All right, so now you're out of work for 3-4 months. Your job decides to lay you off without telling you, hey, we're laying you off. Now you got to come out of pocket for your medical expenses. Because you've been out of work, now you don't have your insurance. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to what it actually means to be homeless. Some people are homeless by choice. That is a thing now, which is to wrap your mind around it is mind-boggling, but you got that level of it. But then you got the people who actually came up on hard times. One of their spouses were the breadwinners, or y'all both were breadwinners, but somebody got sick, which caused you to now have to take care of medical bills on top of making sure that you make it.
And it's crazy as far as like medical bills. That shit.
Don't get me started.
Let's not talk about medical bills. I shouldn't even brought that up because like medical bills is a real is a real hoe.
Even with insurance, man.
Even
like,
with
these medical
insurance,
bills is just like crazy.
Look, I went to the emergency room because my stomach was messed up. They sent me a bill for $350 million. I was just like,
bro, when I had my surgery, when I had sinus surgery and I saw my bill after, I was like, $1,200. Like, hold on a minute, how much did insurance actually cover?
How much did that that shit cost?
Yeah,
Like,
Payment plan?
what happened? Like,
I definitely went on a payment plan after seeing that bill. It was just like, God.
They were just like,
bro.
yeah, we need this by X amount of date. I was just like, ring, ring, ring. Hey,
yeah, sometimes gonna hold you like collections. Like,
Yeah, like-
I have to send that shit to collections because I ain't got it right now. Like, send that shit to collections because I ain't got that shit right now. Like,
Indeed, man.
no,
That's,
like, that's just fucking funny. I would definitely, as far as like a nonprofit, I would definitely stem it towards mental health.
okay.
Like, I think now that I've been in a space of like trying to heal my mental health and like just try to heal my overall self, that has been more of a prevalent thing, more than like more than just doing music, more than just doing like entrepreneurship. Like, that has been like a main focus.
I'm trying to tell y'all, peace of mind over
Peace
that
of
coin,
mind.
bro.
Peace of
Money
mind.
is always gonna be there.
But your peace
mind
of mind
is not.
Yo,
That's
peace
real.
of mind is like so important.
The moment
It's
you
just
lose
like,
yourself in your mind, bro.
and that's the thing. Like, you know, I had read a post today, and you know, like one of my followers, or one of the people that I follow, you know, she made a very good point. She was just like, I'm trying to seek, like, I want more. I want change more than music. And I was just like, I felt that in that moment, because I'm just like, how can I be the best version of myself in my music if I'm in a mental state that's just so fucking cloudy?
Mm-hmm.
How can I give myself and put myself into my music if I'm constantly in this state of worry?
I like
how
that.
does that work?
That simile, I guess you could say, you know, like you up in the clouds, and you gotta think about it. When you're up in the clouds, it can be one of two things. It can be the most like awe-striking like experience, or you could be falling through the clouds like, where's land?
Where's the land? Damn it!
Put me down. And so like I like that, and I like the way that you said that, because it's just like at the end of the day, like that truly is what like mental health and like your mental stability encapsulates. Because
Like, it
you
definitely
can get lost in the clouds, or you could be purposefully in the clouds.
Purposefully in those clouds, like with intention. And I just think that like mental health has just become our mental health is really just important. Like, just taking the time to like look at self. Mental health is just like an incredible thing to look at. Like, our mind literally does everything for us. If we
can get lost in your mind.
You can get lost in your mind, and our mind can literally like with just a quick second, like we can change our perspective, and everything just goes
with that leap.
Goes with that leap. So it's just like it's really crazy how powerful the mind is. Like, it literally is just our function. And so it's like, if it's not in a state of peace, if it's not in a state of like calmness, if it's not in a state of actual positivity, then like it's all downhill from there. You have no discipline.
Okay, you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. You're having a bad day.
Yeah.
As soon as you get out of the bed, you stub your toe. You're mad. You're like, fuck. I just stubbed my toe. Boom. All right, you late to work. Then boom. All right, I'm late to work. I stubbed my toe. I'm just, and then you got to deal with people that aren't going to understand that you're having a bad day. Boom. That's enough. Like, it compiles. But, okay, boom. I stubbed my toe. Nevertheless,
I have a good day. Like, it's the positivity that outweighs the negative.
I'm gonna have a good day. You know what I'm saying? These people don't understand me. I don't understand them. I'm gonna have a good day.
Anyways, exactly. It's just
You know
like that
what I'm saying?
reinforcement.
You have to reshape your way of thinking to make it work for you, because at the end of the day, mind and peace of mind over the dollar
starts with you. It does start with you. Like, if you're willing to fix it, then it's gonna happen. But
wow, yeah, some deep shit, y'all, that we just talked about. At any rate, I think we all have the consensus that, you know, despite what negatives that may come, just continue to look positively and just push forward. With that, Well, I of course I don't have that many topics today because I've just been trying to get through the week and make sure that I was in a good space and that, and I've already done my rant for the entire week. For those who have not listened, go back and listen to that episode. I'm sure you'll find some gems in that, but just know that let people enjoy things, and regardless of what similarities or differences that you may have, just again live your life and be positive. Let's talk about whatever y'all want to talk about, man. I'm open today. We've talked about a lot of shit that we didn't have on the schedule anyway. So
I got a question.
What up?
Okay, so what is your thoughts about this whole DaBaby thing? I really want to hear y'all thoughts. Like,
All right.
what's the tea?
Oh, you talking about what now?
DaBaby and Delaney or Danny Lay.
Danny Lay.
Okay,
so
Danny Lay. Danny Lay.
First things first, and this is gonna touch home to the actual home front. My mama always told me that if you ain't gonna goddamn marry nobody, don't put no baby in nobody.
Well,
so with that being said, one, they both was wrong. Cause y'all shouldn't have been screwing, knowing that it was just gonna be a fling type situation. Or if you know that you wasn't, gonna wife her, bro. I'm not gonna put my business out there. But if you ain't gonna use no gun,
If you not about to be protected, what's the point of doing it, baby? You don't need to goddamn do it, okay?
But I say that to say that don't be disrespecting somebody who had your child.
Like that shit.
At the end of the day, that's still a bad look on yourself because you're calling the mother of your child a certified side. Like, you make yourself look goofy. And you just got over this whole stint with... Y'all help me out.
With Rolling Loud. Goddamn.
Thank you.
well, I literally just talked about it.
Shit with Rolling Loud. Like, damn. Why can't you just keep your nigga shit to yourself? Like...
Nah, but for real, like I literally said this in the rant. It's like, bro, you was already on shaky ground. From
you was already on shaky grounds, but then
like you might have just gotten pardoned from that, and now you pop back with trying to put women against you, bro. You, pause. As a great dumbass once said, all publicity is good publicity. So I mean, that's not to call the baby a dumbass, but the one that was in the presidency before it was dumbass.
Yeah.
But for real, like, one, she had your child, and you called her a personal or a certified side piece. You wrong, and you made yourself look stupid because she had your child. 2. She and him were wrong because if they knew that they weren't going to be exclusive moving forward, move smart. Don't just be out here
move smooth.
Shooting clubs up just because you got the money to pay for that shit, bro. And then you talking about people look up to you. I hope nobody would be looking up to somebody who was shooting clubs.
I would really hope nobody takes notes off of this shit because this is just real goofy shit. Like when because I had peeped the live. Like I went into the live and saw it for the first time. So like I took a couple notes. First and foremost, both of them is again, like you said.
And don't
both
be
of
trying
them
to play
is
house.
wrong. Do not try. Stop playing motherfucking house. Stop playing house. Okay? Like my only thing is just that on my part for Danny Lay, and my heart does go out for her because I know that this is actually this is hurtful. I can understand that this is on her end.
You carry that man's child.
This is very hurtful. You carried this man's child. You thought by his actions that you were of a higher level than what he placed you as. So I can understand that shock in saying, "Oh, bitch, I was just a what?" Like I was just a.
I'm gonna be honest. The
just
whole
a certified
pregnancy
what?
that was news to me because
that was news.
I didn't know that.
They was on. I thought they was on like a little break.
I thought they was just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Posted up on the ground, kissing chicken and all that bullshit. Like, To come to find out, she done had a whole
she
daughter,
had,
like,
and also had receipts. I'm just like, okay, so my only thing is that the baby needs to understand the difference between treating a side bitch and a girlfriend. Like, you can't be treating your side bitches as girlfriends, because then that's what they're gonna think about. And actions have always spoken louder than words. So if you're gonna treat me in this certain manner, and you're doing all this gentleman-like shit, then
you better be about that shit.
You better be about that shit. But don't sit here and call me fucking crazy after I done had your child after 3 months.
And y'all was living together.
And we was living together, bro. And we was living together. And you talking about, oh yeah, I need you out my house. Okay. So where'd the baby gonna go?
Cause on God,
so you mean to tell me you just gonna
not
kick
trying to be
the
funny? if she had been on some real G shit and was just like, all right, bet I'm leaving with your daughter and you can't see her, and then you talking about baby mama.
I will take you for everything you fucking have. I will take you for everything you fucking have if you think that.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be a whole different
narrative. Taking you for everything you got because you're not gonna play with me.
Nigga, like, she was actually like, bro, like,
off rip.
Stop the cap. Don't cap for the internet.
Off rip, I would have sucked him right there and then, like, oh, bitch, are you finna?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, side bitch. 10-4. 10-4, son. Like,
the bag would have been. Well, I'm not
10-4. I would have lost all respect for him that day, and we would have been duking out like niggas. Like, what you cannot say that shit to me. Like, you, what kind of?
Well, they say I am not one of them. She is not
one
me.
Okay, I am not them. Okay, because I will duke you like. I will duke you like. Stop playing. That shit was the ultimate disrespect.
Outside of the seriousness of the topic, seeing the replies talking about, I seen one lady was like, yeah, on God. As soon as you would have said certified, bang over the head. Like, go to sleep.
Go to sleep, nigga. Like, go to sleep. Like, but I really do feel like, I really do think that Danny like needs to get the, like, I really do hope that she gets the healing that she needs to. Because that, I know that's like
OD.
Yeah.
OD.
So, comment from my vantage point. And I said this in my rant. I said, as a woman and as a mother, I really do feel sorry for Danielle, and I really do hope that she gets the healing that she needs, the counseling that she needs, the love that she deserves, and I really hope and pray that, you know, that baby gets the love and the tenderness that it can possibly receive. But there's always a caveat to this. And Danny Lay, in the past, and who she is as a person, has also been very toxic and problematic as well.
Okay, so all right, you brought a good point, because honestly, ladies, we do need to talk about this. Yeah. It's not always about the men. We can be very toxic as well. We can be very bitter as well. So it's just like, we need to take heed of our situations. Mm-hmm. Like, if you know for a fact. Personally, for me, red flag.
Air that shit out, bro.
Red flag number one. If you knew that he had a baby daddy, like, if you knew he was he had a couple baby mamas, it's just like, ooh, bitch, what the fuck do you think he gonna make me? Like
that's
who the fuck you gonna think he made me? And it's just like, it's one of those moments. Because I heard her say in the live, she was just like, are you serious? Like, you came at me this morning and all that. I said, like, okay, so you just entertaining this goofy shit. Like,
you are purposely
entertaining this goofy shit.
See the leg lock.
Okay. and I really do want females to understand, like, okay, you need to understand, children do not keep men. It's been very evident. Children do not keep men. Okay? And we are literally the gatekeepers of life and death as far as when it comes to children, as far as when it comes to just bringing life into this world. So it's like, you have the ability to say no. Like, you are the one, I mean, granted, you're the one that's going to be holding the child. So it's like, you have that responsibility on whether or not you choose to be pregnant. So it's just like, you can't just say, oh yeah, he knew the consequence. No, baby.
Because it takes two to motherfucking tango.
Hey, no, baby. You knew the responsibilities because you was the one that was going to carry that hoe. So you was the one that was going to carry it.
So another, the issue with that I have with Danny Lay, other than what you just described, is that do y'all remember that, I guess that little TikTok snippet or the TikTok song or Yellowbone, where she talked about Yellowbone is what he liked? That's the other problem that I have with Danny Lay, because in truth, she is, go ahead, Paul, man. Because Danny Lay herself is not black. She's a white
Dominican.
Latina, yeah. So the thing about that is that she has been blackfishing and has been making comments about, how she holds herself to a higher standard than other darker skinned women, and that's the problem that I have with Danny Lay in general. So again, as a mother and as a woman, I definitely felt sorry for her, and I hope that she gets the healing that she needs. As far as her as a person in general, I honestly just I'm like,
bite the bullet and you gotta goddamn lay in the bed that you
that's pretty much what it came in. It was like, hey, look, you obviously decided to make these decisions. You have to live with them. I personally, I don't want to say that I don't care, but just from the stuff that she's done in the past, it was kind of like...
It's kind of like... But I understand that, but let's be very clear. The internet warned them.
Yeah.
Or warned her.
Yeah.
Okay, because like granted, like we...
London and Summer Walker.
Yes.
Everybody warned Summer before she started fucking with London.
But the thing is that I feel like Summer was a little bit more classy with it. She got in that bag. Okay, Danny Lay got on live. Okay. Got it. Okay, Summer got in that bag.
Summer was in the bag.
Danny Lay was in that fucking live.
And that's the end of the episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn. Okay, like there's two different things.
That ain't never made more sense, yo. Like, but for real though, like, that's another thing, ladies. If your homegirls are giving y'all precautions and warnings,
please take heed to it.
Yes.
And I feel like, a lot of the women that were just like, oh, she knew what coming. Look. We've all, as a woman, I feel like we've all been there. We've all been in that position of just like, I really, really care. We'll literally see the good in somebody when really their actions, their whole demeanor, their true reality is showing. Like, we will literally see the good in somebody for love, just for the sake of I love this person.
That's for love. But when it really boils down to it,
that's the thing. Like,
if you know that you're ready to have a kid, communicate that first before you just lay down and be like, oh yeah.
Oh, they just happen, baby. No, it don't.
No,
I don't want to hear
you gotta
that.
make sure that whoever that you're procreating with is goddamn on the same level.
I personally feel like that has always been my biggest fear, like having a child with somebody who I don't know is actually going to stay. So, like, we do need to take precautions. Just like I really do not understand this. Just like, why do us females? I'm not saying all females. Why do we get in our position to be like, oh, it's easier to be a baby mother than it is to be a wife?
Well,
I have dark humor. And I have a dark side of my humor. And in the back of my head, as you're saying it, the dick too bomb.
The dick too bomb. The dick too fucking bomb. Like
I can hear women actually saying that shit because that's really
But it goes down. Like, this is what it goes down.
Ladies, let's.
I gotta throw a pause in there because but
like we need to get to the point like we understand that like okay, pleasure is pleasure, but it's just like okay, but hold up, listen. Sometimes the dick be really good. Like sometimes it be like, oh wow, what did you do? Like,
in other words,
why did you put it down to me like that?
In
like,
other words, y'all,
I gotta shout out.
Use your common sense before your genitals start talking to you.
Okay. Listen.
But look, I gotta put y'all on to this dude I seen on Instagram. It's Mo Funny FUNN 3 Ys.
Bro, he like that sometimes. Like,
bro,
you be
it's literally. All right, so for copyright purposes, it's saying when cuffing season ain't going as planned, and it's a conversation between the man's brain, the man's heart, and the man's dick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like as men can, then we know how it goes.
Well, y'all.
Our heart be like, give her everything. Our dick is be like,
fuck that bitch.
and our brain be like, well, y'all both make good points, but who am I gonna side with? I want love. I don't want this nut too.
I want this nut too. And it be like that. I feel like, nigga, a lot of niggas be like, let me get this nut, but then they end up falling in love with a bitch and be like, damn.
Matter of fact, I gotta let y'all watch these junk talking about the You Up text part 2.
That You Up text. Just about to have a wet dream. No, yes.
Back to sleep. I'm not going nowhere with you. Say we was about to head out. Oh, I'm ready. Let's go. Hell no. Why not? Because as soon as we get there, you always mess up my plan. Mess up your plan? What plan? Plan B. I feel like you at least need me for
Plan B.
Not when we trying to get oral support. Okay, so y'all just gonna leave me out. Yeah, alright. It's cool. Just remember.
But it really be like that though. It be really be like, why do you guys lead with your dick and not with your heart, guys? Why do you guys lead with your dick instead of your heart?
Funny
Like,
as
Used to
hell.
say follow, bro. Mo funny. That bro is funny, bro.
Funny as hell. Yo.
But no, like, I just feel like in the situation we were talking about with Daniel and the baby, just communicate. A lot of that shit really boiled down to the fact that they didn't communicate what was truly wanted. And
okay, nothing was
y'all were just
communicated
being
and nobody
reckless
was
in the
accountable.
moment, as opposed to thinking about, okay, what is to come of us actually interacting with each other.
Oh, is that accountability? I think it's like, you guys have to be accountable as far as like what the situation is
For both sides.
for both sides. Okay?
Damn.
What's up?
Washington just beat Miami.
You talking about college?
NBA.
Oh, okay. So the
They
Wizards
lost by
beat
3
the
points.
Heat.
They lost by 3 in overtime.
Oh, I got you. And speaking of which, and for basketball, this has kind of been up and down because we went on the West Coast trip. Talking about my Bulls, we blew a 15-point lead to the Blazers, but we ended up beating the Nuggets. So I think coming out of the West Coast trip, the Bulls will be in good shape for the playoffs. I think that they've proven that they're solid and that they can run with the best of them. We'll see how it goes.
I was about to say, KJ, we got another like 70-something games.
Yeah, I was saying like we got a while. I know usually that West Coast trip for me is an early indicator of how well the Bulls team is going to do because usually when they go out to the West Coast, the circus comes in town for Chicago, so they have to like go out and play all these teams to the West. They had to go through the Warriors, that ended in the L. They beat the Lakers and they beat the Clippers, lost to the Blazers, beat the Nuggets. I forgot who else they if they're gonna play anybody else out west, but yeah, that's usually an early indicator of how well they're at least going to do throughout the season, and I think we'll be in pretty good shape. So, but again, we got a long season to go. Basketball is 82 games, so there's that.
I was about to say right now. I was about to say it's 11-6, bro.
We
like holler at me in like 5-6 more weeks.
when the All-Star break come around, then I'll know for certain.
Then we
like
can really lock in
yeah,
and talk about projections.
Exactly.
But for right now, I'm just happy to see that they off to a winning record.
Yeah.
11-6, Miami.
11-5 Chicago.
Through, you know.
Yes, sir. With that, some fraternity news. Lance Gross actually just crossed Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Shout out to the News Worldwide. Yo, to the good news. That's interesting. But from what I was told, yeah, you remember from
Medea?
Yeah, exactly. He's now a Nuke, which from what I heard when he was at Howard, the Nukes were not on the yard during that time, so obviously he was not able to do it when he was in undergrad. So I kind of feel his pain because I kind of went through a little bit of that same thing. So yeah, shout out to him for finally crossing into Kappa land.
Tyler Perry has pains.
Yeah, indeed, man. Shout out to him, man. So sometimes, no matter how many times you try, as long as you keep going, you'll be able to reach your goal, man. Just don't give up on it.
First, you don't succeed. Try.
Indeed.
Try again.
All right. In other celebrity news, the artist formerly known as Kanye West, now going by Ye, dropped the Donda Deluxe. So he added a few more tracks, including the one with 3 Stacks. I'm gonna try and listen to it.
Now he brought it back.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and listen to it again.
All right. Oh, before y'all do that and y'all listen to the deluxe, listen to his interview with Drink Champs.
Yeah.
Shout out in the NORE and I feel like a dickhead for not knowing his co-host's name.
Nah, it's cool. But yeah, shout out to Nori.
Go and listen to his interview with them because it definitely changed my perspective on everything that has transpired since he became Ye. He talked about his marriage. He talked about music. He talked about industry shit. He talked about fashion. He talked about a little bit of everything under the sun. And I mean, he threw some shots in there. But you also got to take into account this man's now a billionaire.
Yeah.
And right now it's only 3 or 4 black billionaires.
Indeed. Also, in regards to apparently him and Drake made amends. So I did see that.
He pulled up at Drake's crib.
At least he was man enough to be like, "Hey, okay, I know I was goofy." Like,
but he talked about that shit too. Like he talked about the fact that when Drake goes into something, he's methodical. Like if he know that your mama live on the block, he's buying the house up the street just so he can keep tabs on what your mama doing type. You know what I'm saying? So that when he sends his shot, it's coming from your mom to your work to your chill spot.
Okay, he's strategic.
You know he's going through and he's thorough.
Which I was surprised, not to cut you off, but that is really surprising considering how as methodical as Drake is. It was surprising to see just how well Pusha T was able to clap back at him those 3 years ago when he dropped the story of Addy Dog. Because it's like, damn, son.
Because, again, Pusha T in his own entity is just as methodical.
Right.
If we being honest. You know what I'm saying? So Pusha literally pushed him to goddamn find something to come back from. And he couldn't come from it with the I'm rambling. He couldn't come back with nothing from the perspective that he was coming from.
Yep.
So
I feel like Drake had
it only
to
made sense for Drake to make amends with Kanye because Kanye, at the end of the day, was, I think, from my perspective, was coming at it with love. He wasn't really trying to diss Drake, but if you go there, I can meet you there type situation. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed. In other celebrity news outside of the tragedy with Young Dolph, of course, y'all already heard the rant that I had about that Ari the Don situation. For the first time in a while at the A Day in Vegas concert, Kendrick showed up.
Ha! Listen.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar. I'm waiting for that nigga to put something out. I'm waiting.
So yeah, and he had apparently his performance included not all of the tracks, but he had music from Section 80 all the way to Damn, and he had a very good performance, if not one of the best for the performance and for the concert. So shout out to him. We're just waiting on this last TDE album, man. We've been waiting for almost it's going on almost 5 years now.
I'm just so sad he's not gonna be making music. I don't know if he said he was gonna make no more music.
No, it's no more music with TDE. This is his last TDE album, so I'm pretty sure he's still gonna be making music.
Bro, he probably got a catalog. He just waiting, bro.
He just waiting.
Yeah, he waiting. He's like, wait till I get finished with TDE, and then I can release all this on my own shit. Like
I really do feel like, you know, I do definitely give respects to TDE because you don't ever hear a lot of shit about them.
They don't never have nothing negative coming out of their brand.
Nope.
They ain't got
they
nothing
might have
negative.
Occasional slip up, but like it don't be nothing like major infraction type.
Nah,
situation.
like you don't ever hear about the artists struggling as far as like finances, no money. You don't ever hear about them having struggles as far as performances. You don't ever hear anything about like any issues as far as they masters. No, none of that. Like.
Which is what it really should be.
Which it really should be. Like, if you're going to be part of a label.
My artist not getting paid, or my artist can't express themselves in the way that they want to. Like,
I
feel like if I were
like,
to have a label, and this is just me speaking, if I had a label, I'm giving you free reign to do what you want, just as long as it is respectful. And I think that's a common even ground. You know what I'm saying? Don't be wilding out here talking about some big wild shit, and you know the values of my label.
Indeed. And that's one of the reasons why I really mess with TDE so heavy, even like from the early days, man, because it just seems like they not only all respect each other and they all have their ways to, like, you know, they all have their pathway to be successful, and, you know, Top Dog pretty much just let them, you know, do what they do.
I would love to be signed to Top Dog, because at least I know with Top Dog it's not gonna be a whole bunch of bullshit with them. Like, now granted, of course you
collab with Ari.
And NASA. Well, I mean, but
Sir.
Or I would do a song with Sir. Okay, I would do a song with Sir. Okay, and I would speak that into existence. Okay, I'm gonna do a song with Sir.
Right.
Okay.
What's the young lady that
I was gonna say
SZA's the only. SZA's the only
there's
like
another young lady that signed a TDE that we missed up, but if I remember correctly,
she signed Nicole. My bad.
Ari signed with Dreamville.
That's what I'm talking.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You talking about Ari Lennox? Oh yeah, that's Dreamville, my guy. It's all good.
Ari signed
Shout
with
out to
Dreamville
too.
Ari signed with Dreamville. But
that would be a dope collab.
Like, I would definitely, and I do believe that with TDE, everybody has control of their masters with TDE.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything about them having, you know, any issues with their masters. I didn't hear
any issues. Like, that's the one thing that I do appreciate as far as like a record label. And I also do, you know, as with other labels like United Masters and stuff like that, like the allowing your artists to own their masters is such a powerful thing, because that's what's creating the momentum, that's what's creating the volume. So
yep. And that's one thing that I respect about Young Dolph, because he owned his masters 100%.
100%.
So for my Young Dolph fans, run them numbers up, man. That money is going to his family, to his kids, man.
And that is something, and it's so sad because it's just like, no matter how hard you try to do good, somebody's always in the back trying to tear you down. And that's literally what Dolph was like. And also as far as like Nipsey, because Nipsey was doing the same thing. Like, he was.
And that's what they said. It was like, no matter all of the things that they were doing, philanthropy wise, it didn't get brought up until they passed.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, for real, like, we got to get out of this phase of only giving people their flowers
when they're gone. Like, give them the flowers like, now.
These people that are actually out here buying their blocks back so that they people can
survive
and be within the 1%. Bro, give these people their flowers. And that goes for famous and not famous, bro.
That's real.
To own a block, to own my neighborhood.
Just a quick side note. It's 37 degrees outside.
Bro, I know.
And that's sad.
And yeah,
we really upon the goddamn
bubble coat.
It's about that time, bro.
It's about that time.
Like
it's
we
officially
okay.
Timberland and
As long as
Uggs weather.
Yep.
and that's really crazy because as long as I've been here, I still have not gotten used to the weather. I still have not gotten used to the weather because it's like in Colorado, it's a dry cold. Mm-hmm. Here, it's a wet cold. Yep. So it hits different. Like, it hits different. Like, at least, I mean, with the dry cold, you're cold. Like, you feel the cold. But here...
You're cold to your bone.
Yeah, that wind chill. That wind chill.
Like, I'm
that wind
shivering.
hits you, and it's going through your jacket. And if you don't got layers on, it's going through any and every layer.
Everything, like, just shivering.
Skin, bro. Like, nah.
Yeah, it's that wind chill is something fierce, man. Especially being on the water like this. Like, 45 degrees will feel like 35 or 25.
Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. It gets cold. It gets cold in Colorado. Like, I think the most that it's been as far as, like, coldness has been negative 13.
I'm about to say, no, it get cold.
Yeah,
it get cold, damn it. It get cold,
Y'all
damn
got
it.
mountains, so I know
It get cold. It get
and
cold,
y'all
damn
up
it.
in elevation. Oh yeah, it's perfect.
I feel like I've always, like, since being here, like, I really want everybody, like, anybody that I know to go down to Colorado, experience my city.
Hey, I've been to Colorado
city.
Springs and I've been to Denver before, man. I remember.
Boulder.
Boulder?
Like, the cabins and shit.
Oh, the cabins is fun. The
Or
cabins
Aspen.
are really fun. In Aspen.
Yeah, that I'm
Like,
saying.
trying to go out
There
you
are
know
some
what I'm saying?
really
Go
nice
skiing.
cabins. There are some really nice cabins up in Aspen. Like as far as like tourist attractions, Aspen, Vail, Loveland are like really good places to go as far as like skiing or if you just really want to do like a nice little cabin trip.
Now, what about the hot springs?
Hot Springs, Colorado Springs, Castle Rock,
Okay.
Boulder. I think.
Yeah.
Boulder. Yeah. You
So
can
like that's why I said Boulder, because like I'm like, if I go on a trip, I want to go experience the hot springs.
The
You know
hot
what I'm saying?
springs, yeah.
The natural heat vents of the earth. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what that joint cooking.
But
for.
we do have hot springs. It is Hot Springs, Colorado. Is it Hot Springs, Colorado? Yeah, yeah. Because we do actually have like an actual like hot springs
Yeah, y'all on the volcano
area.
belt.
Yeah, we do have like a little hot springs area. I will say, like, if you ever go down to Colorado, go see the sand dunes. Go see the sand dunes. Like, that's actually the most incredible thing to see.
That's closer to like Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you go to the sand dunes, you can go walk in it and stuff like that. I remember I went when I was in middle school, but it was actually, like, a really dope experience to have. Like,
Yeah.
Go check it out.
I feel that. When I was 17, I went out to Colorado Springs. We did horseback riding. We also did mountain biking down
Yeah.
Pikes Peak. Yeah, that was an experience.
how was it?
Okay,
How
so
was it?
the first quarter of it, I was scared shitless, like because
there's not rails.
Yeah, because them
no rails.
yeah, and like them switchbacks at the very top of the mountain, you just like, yo, if I make one wrong move, it's game over. It's game over. But afterwards, like after we took our first break, I was like, all right, man, I cannot be no bitch no more. Excuse my language, but I was like, I can't do it. I gotta go forward. So I got in the front of the pack. I'm like, all right, whatever switchbacks we take, man, it is what it is. Because so I stayed in the front, yeah, and but I was riding through because the rest of the way was smooth until then we got to the very bottom, and it's like, okay, we good now. But yeah, that first. Ooh, that top of the mountain was.
That top of the mountain, like, it's crazy because,
like you going from rock face to the flat to a curve. Like, oh.
No, yeah. Like I've been hiking, and I've also done the skiing. The live X Games, period. That's really what it is. Like, I've been skiing, I've been hiking, I've done the whole just in Colorado, but that's literally real. Like, there's not a lot of rails in the mountains. So like you will get to a particular part of like the road and there ain't shit there. So there's ain't shit there.
The actual hiking scene before I actually get on a bike or like, you know what I'm saying?
The hiking scene, it's really fun. It is a lot of work, like, but the scenery is pretty incredible.
I gotta work, like, I ran track, so like we always had progressions. You know, we didn't just
do the
go
whole progression
to running
thing.
13 miles in the practice. We would start out
with the
all right,
warm-ups.
Run your lap. All right, now cool. We got the laps down.
Progressions.
All right, now we got a mile. Okay, cool. Now we got a lap and a couple miles. You know what I'm saying? But,
And then we would get into our selective areas as far as what we need to do.
Exactly.
Exactly. All right.
So yeah, what else did I do? Colorado, we didn't. Oh, I don't know what the name of this water park is in Denver, but that shit was big as hell. We had went there because this was in the middle of summer, and that was my first time in Denver, and I can't remember the name of that water park, but it was crazy.
Waterworld.
It might have been Waterworld. That joint was fun.
Waterworld is my
Yeah,
place.
that joint was
Okay,
fun
I
as hell.
literally every year on my birthday I would be going to Waterworld.
Yeah, and I'm a swimmer too, so I was just like, yo, I'm in heaven right now.
we had Wet and Wild.
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
Okay.
And there's
That
one
was,
in
in Greensboro.
Okay.
I think it's closed down now, but
I do know that
Growing
there's
up,
still one in Orlando.
we would
So
go to Wet and Wild.
Now I do need to
That
ask.
was our
Okay,
water
now
park.
was it Seaside or Waterworld? Because we did also have another secondary water park, but we call it Seaside. But they closed down because
now,
everything was
mind you, this was 13 years ago, so I gotta look to be sure that this is the correct one. So let's do let's go to good old Google and find out. Let's see. Then
What your cups looking like?
I still got some more drinking, man. I'm about to go ahead and kill this drink.
It's with champagne in it.
Okay, I did
Tequila.
the same thing.
Tequila.
Tequila. I did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I had a rough week, so
Yeah, indeed.
decompressing.
I believe this was Waterworld because I'm looking at some of the attractions here, and I'm like, yeah, we definitely went here.
Has to be Waterworld, and Waterworld is my place. If y'all listen, for those who's listening, please take a little trippy trip to Denver, Colorado. It's a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure a lot of people think that there's not shit to do there, but there's a lot to do there.
This man Lance
There really
Gross
is.
got a goddamn yin yang wife like shit.
Oh no,
Is that his wife?
I don't know what her race, but she's bright.
You can tell she's black.
Okay,
Yeah.
so but she's like light bright can pass
Bro,
for white.
she's past red bone, bro. She
Hold on, let me see.
She's light. She could pass for white. You know?
That's what I was
Have you
saying.
ever seen Have you ever seen Passing like on Netflix?
Okay,
Yeah, that's legit yin
Yeah,
and yang, bro.
she definitely black, but yeah, she
She can go for passing.
Cool.
Oh man, I'm
Word.
sorry. I know that was a brief caveat, but like, bro, like
that was random as hell, but I mean,
Yeah.
hey, it is what it is. We have been going for almost an hour and a half, so I think this would probably be a good stopping point because we have to, of course, I have to get my rest because we're getting ready to travel up to New York for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade that is coming up. By the time you hear this, I'll already be in New York, but still, definitely got to get ready for that.
Are you excited to be in New York City?
Yes, I am, and I'm just hoping that this Thanksgiving dinner ain't
Trash.
yeah, I'm hoping
so
that there's
y'all
gonna be
niggas
some.
be home for Thanksgiving.
No, bro, we're gonna be in New York. We're gonna be on a yacht for Thanksgiving dinner.
Period.
Which-
And they better show out.
Yeah,
They
I'm
better
saying.
show out on Thanksgiving. I'm not playing with them.
I'm hoping that it'll be nice and that that the food will be good. I'm just a little scared because
I know I'm
Yeah.
cooking for Thanksgiving.
yeah, I'm just hoping that this Thanksgiving meal has some seasoning. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm hoping that it has some seasoning.
I know they got some
Yeah.
seasoning.
I
So
really
we-
do hope so. Add that salt and pepper.
So
If they don't,
we have we have that going on. I also have another interview tomorrow morning that we have to that I have to record for. It's my boy Calvin, who's doing Icarus Metro Comics. So shout out to him. He's in Hamptonian, so we're definitely gonna highlight that. That episode's gonna post not this coming week, but obviously it'll be next week when I post that. Yeah, we got a lot of things going on. Plus I'm hungry. And this week, while at work was not bad, it just everything else happening outside of work was shitty. So
dry.
yeah, we definitely needed this. We
Yeah.
definitely needed this night, man. I'm saying, like, I'm I'm good. I'm not. I ain't drinking, but I mean, I'm not drunk. Excuse me, but I'm feeling good right now.
I feel good, you know. It's a vibe.
Yep. Mary J.
Good old Mary J.
You are everything.
Good old Mary.
Yeah.
Nah, that's that B-Love shit.
Oh. It's a sample of a sample, yo. I'm crazy.
I mean, but let's be honest. Mary J. I saw her in concert. That woman.
I don't know if y'all seen the picture of her and Summer Walker, and they was talking about Madam Summer Walker and Mary J. Blige, but Mary J. Blige look good.
Look,
Hey, yeah, man.
Mary J. She done aged well. Okay,
Very.
she done aged well because I saw her at Essence Fest.
Okay.
I saw her at Essence Fest when she had came.
A year ago?
That was about a year ago, yeah. And she did her whole My Life album. When I tell you, I said, Mary can perform, okay? One thing she can do, that bitch can perform, okay?
Oh, God.
And she look good doing it, like.
All right. Before we end, your organ is getting clapped. So.
Oh, not the Ducks.
Yeah, but
Ducks.
by Utah
Ducks,
of all teams.
yeah.
So obviously,
And now they got every team that's up and is supposed to win are going to lose. Like,
Yeah.
who wasn't supposed to lose to the Vikings? Broncos?
Oh wait, you talking
How
about the
my
Broncos? You talking about
Broncos
that the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Y'all lost to the Broncos.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to lose that game, but yeah.
Come
we
on,
lost.
Broncos.
Hey, y'all clapped Atlanta though, so and
Come
then
on,
y'all
Broncos.
got the.
Oh, God, we got our lick back, but
Yeah.
I'm just really sad that Von Miller got traded. Like, goddamn.
Oh yeah, he's with the Rams
Really
now.
hated me.
Yeah, he wants another championship, which I don't. Which then again, it wasn't his fault because he was traded. You know, he had nothing to do with that.
He
but
was hurt though.
yeah,
That man was hurt.
He was
He was hurt when he
Man.
got traded. He's like, God damn it.
We'll see what the Rams are capable of, but we'll see. We'll see. Football has been extremely interesting this year, I have to say the least.
Wait, they had a versus Chaka Khan and Stephanie Mills?
Yeah, they did have that versus. I missed it because I had honestly forgot about it till somebody was said, "Hey, yo, y'all catch that versus?"
I missed it, but it's gonna be Shaka for me.
I'm gonna go back on. Yeah, I'm gonna go back on
Shaka.
YouTube and
Definitely
listen to
listen
that.
back on that one, because come on.
So yeah, I'm gonna listen back to that.
Hey, little angel. Come on, Shaka.
And yeah, so that's pretty much this episode, guys. So
I'm not lit. I can continue drinking. I
Yeah.
feel good.
Oh yeah, I feel great, man.
Look, you turned the heat off. I was baking like a piece of salmon in the oven.
Well, a part of that was the oven was also on too.
It was cold. I ain't gonna hold you.
So
But like I said, it's 37, so like I might be right where I need to be.
yeah, I turned the heat down a little bit, so it should be comfortable now. But anyway, we'll go ahead and sign off here. As always, we got to shout out to our black businesses and our black podcast. So for me to start, we also almost always will shout out Bland Made Podcast, Worst Generation Podcast, Mic Check, Waifu. Shout out to those three because I am a Patreon subscriber to those three podcasts.
On my way.
Yep. Shout out to the Anime After Dark Clubhouse community. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Definitely check us out, man. We really appreciate the support that we're getting. Shout out to the Truth and Transparency podcast, my boy Malcolm. We definitely are going to team up on an episode real soon. You know, just had to get the schedule together and whatnot. You know, holidays kind of and work schedule was just kind of crazy. I'm trying to think if there anything else. Oh, shout out to Brutal Honesty with K. Renee as always, and hopefully the session comes back with Jay and Trey. Once again, congratulations to Trey for his, for proposing to Kia. That wedding is going to be set next year. I just know that I better get an invitation because I'm trying to go to New Orleans. What you mean?
No, yeah, baby. Fuck you, man.
Yeah, speaking of which, when we do another episode with the Music Roundtable, we will be discussing Lil Wayne's albums. I've now gotten to the FWA, the Free Weezy album. If y'all want to see my grades so far on my listen, definitely go to my Twitter page and check it out. I'm actually gonna pin it to my profile so that way y'all can take a look and see if y'all agree.
I was definitely gonna do the same thing.
Yep. My so far it's been an interesting listen. I've had fun with this, and his albums are really pretty quick to get through. I just know that when we do the episode on mixtapes, that's gonna be interesting because Buddy got over 20 mixtapes, and that's and that's not even including his collab mixtapes.
Including his shit.
Yeah.
You know, look, Lil Weezy F Baby, that's my nigga. Okay, why? Because I have always appreciated the fact that he's never written any verse. Like, every song that he has had has always been a freestyle that just happened to be a bop.
Well, after a certain point, he stopped writing. It was just like bam.
It's just bam. Like, he was just dropping dimes. I was just like, oh, okay.
Weezy can make music, man. He can definitely can. Now, there was a certain point in that listen through that you could tell that he was getting bored, and that he was having some that's when the problems with Young Money and Cash Money started, because him and Birdman were starting to have their fallout. But yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it. He's got 13 or 14 albums. I can't remember the exact number, but should be good. So
Bro, he was king of Off the Dome.
yeah, we literally just talked about it. He literally was. So with that, I think this will be a good time to just go ahead and wrap, unless you guys have any other black businesses or black podcasts to shout out.
Shout out Solidarity and Co. That's my cousin's business / podcast. And she just talks about, the empowerment of women. And she also has merchandise. So yeah, Solidarity and Co. on Instagram, and she has merch. So check her out. She is just to promote good vibes and good vibes only.
Yes, sir.
Shout out NASA.
Yep. Indeed.
Good vibes only.
Speaking of which, y'all, definitely subscribe to our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/chaotic culture pod. Y'all want some of this merch, man? We need y'all support. I'm just saying, we got some things in the work, but we can definitely use y'all support. The more support we get, the more we'll be able to bless y'all. I promise y'all.
God, the t-shirt is gonna go dummy, bro.
I'm saying, man, we got stuff in the works.
We need to know that y'all want it.
Exactly. So definitely subscribe to the Patreon. Continue to run up those numbers on the listens. We really appreciate it. Once again, shout out to Voyage Savannah for the article that they did on myself.
That was beautiful, bro. No cap. And I appreciate you, like I said. And I'm going to give your people their flowers. KJ, kudos to you, brother.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Because you trusted in me to output your vision. You trusted in NASA to output your vision. And we brought it to light, and I feel like, you know what I'm saying, we on our way, bro.
Hey, man, I definitely appreciate y'all, and I'm still so humbled by the fact that they wanted to interview me. I'm gonna have a few of the printouts, because I know my mama wanted an article printout, so I'm definitely going to purchase that for her, so that way she can hang it up in her living room and show all her friends.
I think it's awesome. I think it's really awesome that we were able to get noticed, and honestly, truly, from my heart, like, I really thank you for putting me on this journey.
Yeah, not a problem. I appreciate you being a willing participant.
Putting me on this journey, because I know where it can lead.
Mm-hmm.
And I have already been in that mindset of just like being an entrepreneur and just elevation and wanting to have that multiple sources of income. And I feel like one day we will get to that point, as far as like with this podcast, as far as like actually making something, regenerate something out of this. So
what if we become the next Breakfast Club?
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that. Unless problematic Breakfast Club, man.
You know what I'm saying? We the chaotic Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? But like, not to bite off of Charlamagne and the DJ. Shout out to HU alum and Angela Yee, but You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
We on the road type. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? That potential is there, man.
The stars could align and be like, hey, bro, we trying to look for the next radio station cast. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Boom.
Yeah. It's that potential, man. They need some voices that can speak to the younger generations, man.
Like,
So
I know and I understand that like a lot of like all three of us are kind of in like our own transition, but we seem to make it work.
Yep.
Oh God.
We definitely seem to make it work. So I just, hope, praying that this just continues and flourishes how it needs to.
Yes, ma'am.
I think we're all in a space of type of ownership.
Mm-hmm.
And ownership has always been very prevalent. So let's just, I really do pray that we just continue this and continue to make this our own and continue to make this successful.
Indeed. Slowly but surely, man, we getting there.
Slowly but surely, everybody's on their own time, right?
Mm-hmm. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Please be sure that you follow us on Facebook, like and follow the Chaotic Culture Podcast page. Please also be sure that you follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter at chaotic_culture, and you can follow us on Instagram at Chaotic Culture Pod. Please be sure that you, once again, subscribe to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Chaotic Culture Pod. And you can subscribe at any of the 4 levels. I don't care which one it is. Just please be sure that you subscribe. We appreciate your support. You can follow me, Ked the Pro, that's K3D the Pro, on Instagram and Twitter and on all social media. You can follow NASA on all social media at _callmenasa, and you can follow Law on Instagram at L.JR_96 and on Twitter at Law96_. And once again, guys, we appreciate you for tuning in to this episode of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. We thank you for just listening to us get our frustrations and our rants out, and we just again, I'm still so humbled by the fact that we're starting to get a little noticed here. So as always, y'all, I love y'all out there, and I appreciate y'all so much. I can't really describe how much I appreciate this, man. This is nothing but God. So
we breaking we peaking on 3K, right?
Yeah, just about. We getting up to 3K listeners, man.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Oh
we about at 2.5. Yeah. We about at 2.5.
Come on, y'all run it up. If y'all really rock with us, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta
go ahead, since y'all running it up, y'all go ahead and do me a favor. Go ahead and go to Apple Music and go to Spotify and go ahead and listen to my music.
Yes.
Shameless plug.
More is coming. Okay.
I'm here for
I really kind of don't want for my fans, like, I don't want people to think that, like, I'm just bullshit when it comes to my music. No. I'm gonna give y'all quality.
Yeah, you
I'm giving y'all quality, damn it.
It's
We're not about to do the quantity shit, okay?
Quality over quantity, man.
Quality over quantity, anytime, any day. I don't care.
As I always say, I will take 5 classic albums over 15 random albums.
Okay.
So
listen, because my attention span is very short,
Mm-hmm.
and so I would not be able to get through them if they just so.
Yeah. I got you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. As always, be blessed, be safe. God is love. Deuces.
Look, it's chaos in these streets, so let's talk about it, please. Let's hold some conversation. You see where I'm coming from. Yes, it's so amazing. Go ahead, get comfortable. You can grab a seat, take a load off your feet. Yeah, welcome to the table. We don't tell no lies over here. This ain't no fable. We just live our lives over here. We ain't no angels. We just shine our light over here. We got the power. We just showing love over here. Cause everybody needs some, yeah. And we don't need a reason. Everybody needs some. And we don't need a reason, cause